I want you to think about your life for a moment. When was the last time you put on your favorite song? Maybe it was to lift your mood, maybe it was to make you sad, maybe it was to motivate you, or maybe it was just because you were bored. But there's no doubt in anyone's mind that music has a very large impact on everyday life, especially for an average person. It's not easy to go day by day not listening to music or not at least hearing music around you. Music is almost like a constant companion for many people. People can't really live without it, myself included. It's going to follow us through our emotions, our routines, and our everyday life cycles that everybody has to go through. Whether it's going to work, whether it's walking down the street, whether it's lifting at the gym. Music is going to accompany us through all of that stuff, and it's going to make our day more enjoyable and better. But have you ever considered how deeply music really affects everyday life for every single person? Music has an undeniable power over our emotions. It can make us feel happy. It can make us feel sad. It can make us feel nostalgic. It can make us feel everything. And it's a great tool to do so. Have you ever heard a song that brought you back to a specific moment in your life? A song that transports you back to another time, another place. Maybe having dinner with the family one night when you were young. Maybe a date you went on back in the day. Whatever the case may be, music is extremely important to everyday life. It's almost as if the melody and the lyrics are just a time machine, something that brings you back to that specific moment. And that, to me, is a very special part of music. That's because music is just deeply connected to our memory and our emotions. Studies have shown that music activates the same part of the brain responsible for emotions and memory recall. In fact, music has the ability to trigger strong emotional responses by influencing brain chemicals, dopamine, the feel-good hormone. And it doesn't take much, sometimes just a few notes of a familiar melody, to bring you back to that singular spot in your mind or in that place. A personal example of this for me would be Slow Dive's When the Sun Hits. This song has brought me back many times to a good part of my life. Very emotional lyrics, very beautiful, haunting chorus. The way the instrumental is just makes me feel warm inside. Makes me feel a sadness, but a remembrance of a great time. And sometimes it's all it takes to change an entire day or an entire feeling. But the impact of music goes beyond our personal emotional landscapes. It has the power to connect others too. The way that I meet people in real life is I just go up to them and ask them, hey, what type of music do you listen to? Because I feel like, to me, that is the easiest way to connect with an individual on a personal level. Knowing what somebody listens to is the most important aspect of a friendship, in my opinion. That's how most friendships are going to be built. To me, when you go up to somebody and ask them questions like that, it's just very important. It's a very personal question, but everyone's willing to answer because, like I said, music is a great thing, and it's very big for everyone. Think about the last time you sang along to a song at a concert with thousands of strangers, or when you shared a playlist that brought you closer to a friend or a loved one, like I just mentioned. You know, things like that are just very, very special, and you're going to remember those type of moments and those feelings forever. Tell me you went to a concert and you don't sit here and look back on that moment fondly and you go talk about it or brag about it with your buddies. Oh, I went to this concert. I mean, I do the same thing with Travis Scott all the time. When I went to Utopia, I was like, man, y'all missed out on this because that was something. It was a generational thing. I'd never been in a place where I had emotions and feelings and thoughts like I did when I was at that concert. Hearing everybody scream the lyrics to all my favorite songs and just feeling the energy of the crowd, and it was electric. You know, a very electric feeling, and it has never left my mind. It has never left my mind once. And that cuts to my next point. You know, music is a universal language. You know, like I already kind of stated, no matter where you are in the world, music will bring people together. A study from the University of Oxford found that group singing or playing music in a band can increase feelings of social bonding, trust, and even empathy. It's as if music forges a connection invisible to the eye, but visible to the mind and the soul. Very, very deep feelings you get from connecting with somebody on a musical level. Beyond personal connections, music can also play a very big role in a time of crisis. I personally just lost 2 loved ones in the last month, and really the only companion I've had besides myself and my family has been music. It's helped me through this rough time. And I know it's helped a lot of you guys through rough times too, whether that was a breakup, whether that was losing a loved one or losing something very dear to you. Music is always there to be with you. It's always there for you to come listen to it 1,000 times that day if you really have to do so. And I think that's why it's so special at the end of the day. You know, it helps you through all these times of crisis and loneliness and just being depressed and sad, and it's great. It's a very great feeling. And like I mentioned before, you know, concerts like Travis Scott's Utopia or Don Toliver's Hearthstone Psycho, both these concerts I've been to, I mean, the Foo Fighters, I've seen all these concerts where I see a bunch of people just like me, living day to day, paycheck to paycheck, just trying to get out and do something fun for the day. And watching them and listening to them sing those lyrics brings me to a place of just happiness, like true contentment with life. And I see so many smiling faces and so many happy people, and it's just a beautiful thing. It's a very beautiful thing. It's very surreal to look at every single person in the crowd just singing the lyrics together, chanting it. And I think that's a very special, very real thing that not many other things on this planet could do. It brings peace in the form of a different language. It brings everyone together without them even knowing it. I think that's why it's so special to appreciate music and do things of that nature. Music isn't just a social thing, though. This video has been mostly just about how music is social and how, everyone can connect to it, and there's concerts and there's all these things, yada yada. But like I kind of mentioned last time, right? Music is very directly connected to your mental and physical well-being at the same time. Because don't tell me you haven't turned on, Drake or something and you feel motivated as hell to go do something, go out there and, get it. But then you put on, something sad like Mac DeMarco and you're going to feel sad. You're going to feel like your emotions go down. Maybe you enjoy to feel that way, and a lot of people do. And that's why sad music's very popular. It's because some people like to be sad. Some people like to be motivated. Some people like to feel calm. Some people want to be hyped up and they want to just go crazy and listen to some crazy music. And I think that's important because there has to be a type of music to influence you in a different type of way. That's why it's such a strong and beneficial thing. It's a very healthy way to live. It's a very healthy thing to do. Just listen to music and go crazy. That's a very important thing. Research has shown that music can actually help reduce stress, lower your blood pressure, and improve sleep. And in hospitals, music therapy is often used to help patients manage with pain and they cope with anxiety. The soothing qualities of certain types of music like classical or ambient soundtracks have scientifically backed ability to calm the mind and ease the body. Music therapy is a powerful tool used to treat various mental health conditions from depression to PTSD. For example, patients suffering from PTSD can often find relief through carefully selected music that encourages emotional expression or relaxation. For some, it becomes a bridge to open up to feelings that words can't quite express. A lot of songwriters and artists use music as a way to release those feelings they can't really talk about or speak upon. But they can put it to words and they can put it in a song and make it a melody to maybe have people relate and understand how they're feeling. Music's influence isn't just about how we feel or connect with others in the present. It's also shaped entire cultural movements and industries. The evolution of music from vinyl records to streaming services has changed the way we consume and create art. But even as technology advances, one thing remains clear. Music is a reflection of time, place, and people. And it's going to stay that way. Music is a time capsule. It encapsulates eras and genres and feelings that people had during those times. Very evident through the many, many years we have saved of music. Think about the 1960s, back when, rock and roll was starting to become a big thing. I mean, that was a whole era of just people doing their own thing, That's kind of where, for me, it starts in terms of the revolution of music and when it started to play a very large role in people's lives and things. I think even that rock and roll might be the most influential genre. I mean, you listen to rap nowadays, you listen to indie, you listen to all this stuff. I mean, it's all just variations of rock with different instruments and elements added to them. And I think that's kind of where it all started for a lot of people. And especially if you listen to music, that a lot of that old rock music was very rebellious. It was very ahead of its time, to be honest, because there was so much emotion and, physicality put in it with like the Beatles, Bob Dylan, like all those people that were around back then really showed, and they paved the way for a lot of artists to be themselves and do their own thing and just kind of create art. Create something that means something to them to then make it mean something to other people. And I think that's a very beautiful, very understated thing in this world that not many people are talking about nowadays because we got a little bit away from it, People don't really consider this anymore as a real thing. Or, that even if they do, it's not talked about, not talked about ever. And I feel like that's kind of a lost thing. We lost it in time a little bit. I hope that we can get back to that point of appreciating the artist and everything they do for the world and how hard it is to create. Because, it's not an easy thing to do. Not easy at all. Fast forward today even, you see modern artists continuing that tradition, from political commentary of Kendrick Lamar or the experimental sounds of like Billie Eilish and like Mac DeMarco and all those indie guys. They're shaping how we view the world. They're giving us the emotions that we feel inside, putting it into a song, a piece of art that we can play and then reflect on our own selves to learn from it. And I think that's a very beautiful and deep emotion that we often take for granted. So what does the future hold for music and its impact on our lives? Well, it's kind of hard to say, man. You can never really know what's going to come out tomorrow. But as technology advances and things keep getting better and better, I feel like the quality of music is only going to go up, And I mean, even listen to it now. A lot of good albums came out in 2024, and I feel like a lot of good albums are going to come out in 2025. I mean, I think it's a great, glorious, prosperous time for music and music lovers. Every genre is eating. Everyone's getting good music. Everyone's feeling it, you know? It's very beautiful. It's very beautiful. Everything about it's amazing. I mean, music has always been with us, and it always will be. It's the soundtrack to our lives, the companion that moves us through our highs and lows, and the force that binds us all together. So the next time you hear a song that resonates with you, remember, it's not just a melody. It's a powerful tool that touches every corner of your life. And the best part is, there's always more music to discover, more memories to make, and more stories to tell. I appreciate y'all so much. I hope that you guys like this new format I got running here. And I hope that you guys really did enjoy this video. I don't know how it's going to turn out. I don't know what I'm going to do with this, but I appreciate y'all very much so. Thank you so much and have a good day. See ya.